Welcome back, guys. In this video I achieved some critical steps to nearly get the rudder stock finished.
So how has this worked out? Oh, nice. Right, just got to fear up this side. Then I can start the uni and cloth straps around here. If it's beneficial, I can take this rod off now. I think so, because I can just sit it on something while I do the layup. Moulding these filler pieces has gone really well. What's next? Running uni tape and ordinary. I'll probably do a layer of uni because it's like 1 millimeter thick, and then a layer of normal carbon fabric between those layers, so it has strength in the directions that you need it. I've decided to pop these out and file and sand around here so that and change these bushes, machine off this flange here and make a washer that slides over this, and quite a neat fit. I can even put a bolt through there to hold it all together, so that after I glass it I can slide this out again, and then for the final layer of carbon twill probably I can lay it around there without that flange being there. Run some carbon cloth right over the end there. It'll help it look a lot better. So that's what it's a bit more work, but that's what I've decided to do. It's less work in some ways when it comes to putting the final layers of carbon on here. Very good. I should have done it this way in the first place, but that was about half an hour's machining. So I'll be able to just disassemble these when I put a finishing layer of cloth across there and across there. It'll be easy to take these out. That's the theory. And put it back together. I made these intentionally quite a neat fit, so resin wouldn't get between the surfaces. There you have it. Same. Right, there's nothing holding me back now from putting my uni and cloth around these areas here. On the top, like I mentioned before, there's got to be a parallel section so that the cheeks for the tiller, there's going to be a tapped hole either side, 4 tapped holes that take the tiller attachment. Here we go. I'm going to pre-wet these strips and hope that the resin soaks in really well. I know it soaks into this cloth really well. What I'm doing is a layer of this uni, which is 1 millimeter thick, then a layer of this cloth, which is 0.3 of a millimeter thick, and just alternate. Well, the resin's disappearing somewhere, so that's a good sign. Oh, that's good. It's sticking. I thought it would want to spring up, because when it's dry, it's really springy. I'm not sure when I should start adding thickness to here to square up the top bit. The bottom bit doesn't have to happen. Which is the top and which is the bottom? Oh, I've covered my marks. It is a bit critical. Ay, 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 ay. Top, I think. I can just see a bit of pen mark there. Lucky. So every layer, I'm just going to put an extra bit in here. This uni's so thick, it's leaving a lump, so I'm not sure. I probably should be using the thinner fabric for building up the thickness to square it up. Although putting another layer of uni on removes that step there. Oh, that's not the one with the step. This is the one with the step. It's getting a bit warm. Not worryingly so, but 90. And 90. A little bit over here. I wish I hadn't put that tape there now. This resin in the cup's going to go off. It's really warm. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a waste. This side's fine, it's not heating up at all. Whoa, it's done. Well, it's the next morning. I left it outside overnight because these sides were heating up a little bit. It started to cool down a bit before I left the job. It's turned out really well. It's a lot of trimming to do, a lot of grinding, and I really don't like that part with carbon fibre. I'd much rather be working with aluminium. So I'll trim it all up and let's see how it looks. I'll have to try and get these bushes out at some point so I can clean up the surfaces flat that these flanges on the bushes sit on. Hopefully that goes fairly easily. Worst case scenario is I damage the bushes a bit and I can always remake them. Oh, you give me a fright. That came off very well. Oh yeah. Very promising. No damage? Very good. What a beautiful looking hole in there. Ah, so far so good. Well, that part went really easy, and I'm so glad I made these like this instead of all out of one piece, because taking it apart just now is going to make my life so much easier. So I want to put a bit of cloth over that whole face. I want to bring some cloth around here over that face as well. So integrate some cloth that comes, I'm going to radius this corner here so the cloth comes over this area as well. That's the intention at this time. Now I better suit up for the nasty bit of cleaning up all this stuff. As a little asides, some of this plastic I've had since the beginning of the job. and I've been able to reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. It does get a little bit of holes in it, but it generally protects the table. And I used this yesterday for the layup of all the strips for the rudder stock, and it'll get use again. I think if you're getting plastic from the beginning, get a reasonable thickness and everything just peels off it. Voila. So there it is, guys. It's sanded up and ready for the next step, which is these corners here. I'm going to fill it, radius them, and I'll probably use graphite glue fiber thickened epoxy. What a mouthful. And it'll taper out. It'll be virtually zero radius here and go around to 40 millimeters radius there, approximately the thickness of this band here. The reason for that is to spread the load from these to this. So if it's a pretty strong fillet with a layer of carbon over it, it'll not only look good, but it'll improve the strength. And I'm probably going to clear finish it. With clear finishing, you can also see what's going on if there's any, well, maybe not, but you can see if there's any cracks forming maybe. But I tell you what, it feels so solid and strong. There's 10 layers of 1mm uni around there, plus the other fabrics that went around there. So far, the plan's coming together. I won't be doing it all in one go. I'll do this layer a little bit lower than it needed, and then before it cures, with a chemical bond, I'll put something that's a bit more of a fairing filler on there. Probably 417 with some graphite in it to keep the colour dark. I'm starting with the easy glassing first. This is the second coat to fill the weave. I could often forget to stir slower so you don't get bubbles in the resin. And so it won't run, I'm doing an end and then flipping it 180 degrees. It looks like this didn't fall off. This is the upside down one. I may put one more coat on to fill the weave while there's still the chance of a chemical bond, so I can flatten it a bit with sanding. Well guys, it's nearly Christmas and it's come along so fast, and you know I was trying to go sailing by Christmas. I know, it was fairly ambitious and there's always more to do than you think. Anyone who's built a boat knows that. But there's been progress. The rudder stock is getting close to being finished. I've put some more filler on it this morning and I've been working on the property all day. It'll go there like that. I've just got to do a bit more glassing with carbon in this area here, and over here, and on the back face, and then I'll give it a couple of coats of Durapox clear. So I'm quite happy with the progress there. It's got to be progress, right? If I have bought an anchor, it's a 6 kg Rockner, wire Rockner. I could have got a cheaper anchor, but I was out of Great Barrier once on my 11 meter 36 foot Yacht called Fine Line, and it was gusting up to 65 knots in the anchorage, and I got a really good spot and the anchor just kept on dragging. It wasn't one of these, that's for sure. But I've got one of these because every boat I went past who was holding well in the extremely strong gusts, and it was Christmas time, so there was virtually 100 boats in that bay. We had to motor around all day. So every boat I went past and their anchor was holding, just about everyone said they had a Rockner anchor. And there were a lot of boats doing what we were doing, just motoring around and just having to wait it out.
This is my first Rockner anchor. I've always used Delta anchors. I've quite liked them. But the Rockners weren't around when I had a Delta anchor, and they're supposed to be a vast improvement. There are cheaper versions. The fairing is going really well, and I've had to buy yet another bag of fairing filler. It's really good stuff. It's light and easy to sand, and just about everywhere is skimmed now except the cockpit floor, cockpit sole. So everything needs a recoat, of course, after I find all the low points. But the fairing's getting there. I had a look at the electrical drawings, and I'm starting to get everything ready for that. I've got all the major items, but I just have to get breakers. Here's a picture of my electrical drawing, and have a look at it if you would like to, and give me your opinion as to what you think. Any advice? I'm trying to do it as a minimal electrical circuitry because it's a small boat. I don't want to go have overkill, but at the same time there's three major 48 volt systems. There's the outboard, there's the windlass up the top there for raising and lowering the keel, and there's the induction cooker. So it's quite a serious electrical system considering all those heavy users. So it is a battery which goes down underneath there, and that's a lithium iron phosphate battery. It's 48 volts, 2.5 kilowatt hours of capacity, and to charge that there's a solar panel that goes up here, 400 watts. So it's just all the finer details that I've got to sort out, like lengths of wire, sizes of wire, sizes of breaker. I think I've already worked all those out anyway, but there's no point in me buying the wire yet until I install some of the units and can start doing some better measuring than guessing. So anyway, thanks for hanging in there, and have a great festive season, and I may see you before the end of the year. I may not, but thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you next time.